Hello you beautiful people and welcome back to Let's Play the incredible adventures of Van Helsing, and we go on in the Gables right now, right here. So let's take out those thugs. Very nasty enemies where I haven't found yet how to effectively kill them, because you know they are so fast that they actually every time they attack you they are actually hitting you, and that is at certain parts of the game of course very difficult, and well, I don't want to say nasty, but it isn't really too much fun. Anyhow, luckily they are not dealing the most amounts of damage, which there is absolutely amazing for us, but in bigger groups they are really nasty. That is what I've learned so far here. In the off I cleared of course our inventory, and okay, it was the one in the air, and I invested in spells for me and not Katrina, but you know, I made the character power up thingy. I ran through, nothing too special though, but it had to be done at some point. And do you know what? I'm a guy who likes mythical figures like, you know, Frankenstein, blah blah, and werewolves and all that good jazz, because you know I like the fantasy genre, and I like new additions like the Stitch Fiends here, which I think they haven't been in the normal fantasy world or in the classic world out there. But for example, we have werewolves in this game. You know, they are not the classical werewolves, because you know there are electrical werewolves, but there are like the gargoyles in the back. There are the, you know, classical features or classical what did I want to say, the classical fantasy character, villains, whatever you want to call them. I think that is really nice that, you know, a little combination of old classic features plus new invented stuff. For example, the Igors, which are practically, at least in my opinion, if I take a look at them, they look a little bit like Frankenstein, to be precise, Frankenstein's monster here. So there was some kind of experiment, I guess. I think that is a neat thing, a neat combination there. So this guy is a goner. That is of course very nice. Then let's kill off the remaining Igor, and I would like to face them in the end. The bad part here, of course, they are champions, which means large amounts of, I don't know, better idea, more damage, I think, but especially, you know, importantly, they are having way more health, which makes them very hard to kill, but we will go through that easily. That should be no problem at all. So first of all, these guys shall be gone. Nice. Just a couple of guys remain. I have to say, I think the Stitch Fields aren't the hardest enemies to kill. I think the normal Stitch Fields, at least. I think coming to the guys with pistols, and that is something in this game that is too in Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martyr. Oh, what the hell? Alright, that's a nice little trap there. The enemy targets with ranged weapons are way more nasty than the close combat guys. That is just it for this game too. So that's actually quite funny. Alright, we have a reputation upgrade, which means we have a new perk available, but I will not go through that right now. I mean, it's not really hard, what you can see here. It's not really hard to get out of their way except you are trapped. And of course it is more difficult. But it's not hard to get out of the... Alright, I was wondering, why do we have so low mana? But they had mana drain. Alright, that's... Of course explains it. What I wanted to say is that they are not the hardest enemies, of course, because if they, you know, jump up and come down, you can just get out of the cycle, which is not very hard to do. So that is the very good part there. And there you can see those guys are not fast enough to actually get to us, which makes it easy for us to take them down, because, you know, we can stop to say, you know, and just go a little bit ahead, turn back, shoot them, and all the way then we take them down. That is a nice little treat. I would like... I actually wanted to shoot at one of the Igors and at least take one down. I think of all the enemies we have faced, the Igor is the most easy to kill, because it won't really get to you and, you know, gas you. But I have died 3 times in one episode to those guys, I think, so they are quite the treat as well if they are getting close enough, because they have, on one hand, nasty little mines which take you actually down with 1 hit, I think.
I don't have any healing potions.
And they, when they die, they do release a little bit of nasty fog, which can be troublesome as well, but not all the time. That's the lucky part there. Okay, come on, you nasty buggers. They are gone as well. We have a nice little leather belt, and I have, you know, of course, skipped as well. I looked through all the loot we have received, and there hasn't been a upgrade for our main character, but there has been a minor upgrade for Lady Katrina or Katarina, and that is her. She does now a little bit more melee DPS because she has a new sword, which of course is very, very nice. Alright, gone he is, and on we go. So I'm wondering if we could let that down or up. What I want to try out in a second, once we have cleared out the roof here, is to... we could have gone another way, where we... I don't know, I thought it would... I didn't know it would be in dead end. It probably is in dead end, so there we are going to take a look any second as well. So these guys are going to be dead. Nice. Always a nice treat. Just the Igors remain, and as you know, they are not hard, but it takes a while to take them down, especially the veterans. So no, not really hard or any problem there, but I want to take everything with us. Anything right here, except those Stitch Fiends. I sometimes am not certain about whether small contraptions like this are actually helpful or not. You can see it is absolutely helpful because the enemies are clumping up, which then AoE damage especially is good for you, but sometimes with shots flying vertically, that the contraptions here are not always useful. And there you're seeing what the little explosion of an Igor can do to you. You can nearly die. That is something you have to get used to. And one Igor survived. Did I ever see him? Probably, I guess. Shame on me. Alright, that is the connection to the other part. So what I'm definitely going to do is I'm kiting them to the gold, because I need to kite them anyhow. But I am at my gold. Like so. Some more enemies killed. What I don't know whether I talked about that, but what I like here, I do not know on the one hand how long this game is still going to be, so I can't tell you whether we are in the mid game or the end game. We are definitely not at the beginning, that I am very certain about, but I forgot my point. What I want to see is the character progression. I wanted to talk about what I like and which is always cool for my motivation. We are now level 29. Compared, with the 60 or level 70 in Diablo 3, we still have a way. But what I like is that it still seems, you can make the level progression quite quickly. And that is something I really like. And what I like too is that the explosive shot is actually amazing. If you take a look how our HP regenerated, and that has a certain reason which I can show you if I'm right. We have 8 HP stolen per hit. The very amazing part there is with the explosive shot is when quite a lot of enemies are on one spot, you make a ton load of damage, and that, oh come on, bloody trap, and that then is a very amazing part when you fight against many enemies. Without the hits, steal on hit, we wouldn't have survived here, and that is something you need to consider when you change the weapon, and the new weapon, for example, has more DPS, for example, which isn't always the key to success, I guess. In many parts, I guess it is, but not in every part. So guys, that right now already brings us to the end of this episode. As usual, guys, I really thank you for watching. If you still have enjoyed this episode, then I would be so pleased if you could leave a comment, whether it is negative or positive. That's what I always say. I want to have your feedback. That of course helps me out, and then I can try to work on certain things to make my recording better, or I don't know, whatever you may have a critic on, there I can change it. So if you have enjoyed this episode, why don't you give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I hope that you are going to take a look at the next episode and see what is going to happen next. For now, I will wish you a pleasant day. Here it is around 30 degrees, so it's pretty damn hot. So I wish you a pleasant evening or morning or lunchtime or whatever, and hopefully we will see us in the next episode. Until then, have a nice day, stay frosty, bye.